Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the O-Town Fantasy Rankings. This is week 4. It was a busy week for me academically. I had a lot of tests last week, which is why the rankings were so short and we didn't get a video. But this week, I am back at it with the rankings. So without further ado, here are our rankings. Our first place team is Matt. He is second in scoring with 139 points per game. He's 2-1, up 2 spots from last week. He had 137 point performance this week. As far as his players go, Luck has been the 6th best quarterback. But the real thing that's been saving him has been DeMarco Murray. He has been the number 1 running back in the league so far. Second place is Justin. He is 2-1 on the year, but he is our highest scoring team by 1 point. He had a disappointing 98-point performance last week, which is why he dropped from first to second place. But the good news is that Le'Veon Bell comes back this week. As far as his players go, Cam Newton has been the 5th best quarterback so far this year. Greg Olsen has been the number 1 tight end, and then he has had 2 top 10 running backs. The one that's really impressed me has been Matt Forte. D'Angelo Williams is the other one, but he's going to be out now. And the number 1 wide receiver in all the league, Marvin Jones, after his huge performance last week. So Justin is in second place. Third place team is an interesting one. It's Craig. He is 3-0, but he is 7th in scoring. Despite being 7th in scoring, he has scored over 123 points per game. So he's just kind of been the steady team so far in this league. The biggest key to his success so far this year has been the Vikings defense. They have scored over 20 points in every game, which is incredible. Hard to keep that up, though. His position players have been quite mediocre, with Odell and Demaryius not really doing much, as he's noted. So Craig right now is our third place team, despite his perfect record. Fourth place, another interesting team right here. It's Logan. He is 0-3, but he is tied for 3rd in scoring. He does need to get some wins because, as we saw last year, being high in scoring won't get you into the playoffs. It's the victories that count. But his team looks great. It all comes down to luck. Right now, Mike Evans is tied for the number 1 wide receiver in the league. Jarvis Landry has been the 6th best, and Travis Benjamin is not far out of the top 10. Aaron Rodgers, 4th best QB. Still don't understand drafting him that early. But Blunt has been surprising this year. He is a top 4 running back, or he is the 4th place running back. So Logan's team, a lot of talent, a lot of production, but not a lot of wins. I'm going to put myself in 5th place. I have a perfect record, and I'm 3rd in scoring, but after my injuries in week 2, you saw how much that hurt me. Only 109 points this week. I just got lucky because I was playing Michael. CJ Anderson did not look great. Didn't really make me feel good about the trade. Hopefully he plays like he did in the first 2 weeks and not like that week for the rest of the season. And then Matthew Stafford and Matt Ryan are the number 2 and number 3 quarterbacks so far this year. So they've been really big for me. The rest of the players have just been all right. So I'm 3-0, but I am not that confident, so I will put myself as the 6th place is Blake. He exploded last week for 172 points. What I didn't realize about Blake's team is how talented his running backs are. He's got the 5th, 8th, and 9th best running backs, plus Antonio Brown. So his team looks solid. The problem with him so far is that his quarterback play has been awful with Eli Manning and Blake Bortles. So Blake has a lot of good running backs. I have a lot of good quarterbacks. Maybe we can work out a deal or something. 7th place is Aaron. He had a good week last week, but was not able to get the victory. But Devontae Freeman is back on track. And then David Johnson has been a good running back as well so far this year. He has been the 2nd highest scorer. And then Drew Brees has been the number 1 scoring quarterback. For Aaron, he is 1-2 right now, and he is down 2 spots from last week's rankings. In 8th place with a record of 1-2 is Doug. He had a great performance last week, 155 points in the win over Aaron. And then Brady comes back, not this week, but the following week. So Doug's team is on the rise. So far this season, Doug's players hadn't done well, so none of them are really ranked in the top 10 in any positions. That's why he was in 10th place the weeks prior. But last week, Todd Gurley, T.Y. Hilton, Allen Robinson, they all went over 20 points. So if those players can continue that, then Doug's team will be one to compete with for the playoffs. And ninth place is Michael. He's got a 1-2 record and just had an awful 74-point performance last week. He's ninth in scoring total. And with Langford now being injured and out in a couple weeks, things are kind of spiraling downhill. Kevin Benjamin had been killing it, but he had a very strange 0-point performance last week. As well as Julio Jones. He did not play very well last week either. So, Michael, ninth place, downward spiral right now, but hopefully his talented players can pick up their production level. And last place is Jacob. He is 1-2, 10th in scoring with less than 100 points per game. Jordy is the third best wide receiver right now, so that part of the trade definitely worked out for him, considering how C.J. Anderson played last week. But Phillip Rivers was not able to produce for him, and that's going to be his quarterback now. Because Russell Wilson's not any better, but Phillip Rivers didn't produce last week, and then the uncertainty with Rawls makes Jacob very thin at running back since he's got rid of C.J. Anderson. Now he has Crowell, Matt Jones, and I'm not sure who else. So 10th place is Jacob. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Just to kind of recap, we have 2 3-0 teams, but neither of them are in the top 2. We have 2 0-3 teams, or we have 1 0-3 team who's ranked 4th in the rankings, and then 2 2-1 teams, and then everybody else, the other 5 teams are 1-2. So a lot to be decided in the coming weeks. Bye weeks are starting this week, so that's whenever you really learn about the depth of a team and how well they can string together victories in the coming weeks. So it's all about matchups. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll be back for predictions coming up this week. Until then, take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed.